Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Revlog. We are down a man again.
Come on in and join us. We need someone else.
That's
here.
right.
Come on.
This spot is just for you. Pastor Chris is out of the office today, so we're going to go ahead and do this. But a couple weeks ago, you were down a man again. But notice the one constant in all of this is Bryan, and that's got to bring you some sense of peace.
That mean, you know what that means? It means I have nothing else to do. I don't have a life.
You infer what you will. But here we are.
I just sit here all the time, right here. Here I am.
So today we're continuing our study of the building of the temple, and we're in 2 Chronicles 2, the first 12 verses here.
Yeah.
So Bryan, share with us.
Let me see if I can glom onto your point here and keep you from having anything to say. No,
please,
I'm not going to
steal my thunder. Yeah,
I will not do that. I hope. I have to say that I am wowed by the administrative scope of this thing. This is an idea that grew in the mind of David.
Right.
He was sitting in his palace, and he said, "Here I am in a palace of cedar, and the ark of the Lord is in a tent. What's wrong with this picture?"
Right.
Basically is what he said. Yeah. And now we have people moving heaven and earth. We have stone cutters in the hills. We have seafaring loads of timber, coming to Jerusalem. All because David said, he asked a question, and this is the result of that question. So that question had power.
No kidding. And I love that, thinking about the administration, just that an idea or a good proposal, there are many hands and many pairs of feet that will go into making that dream a reality. It's not just doesn't start and stop with King David.
Right.
As you're saying, the letters are going out, the economies are being set up, and assignments are being made.
That's right.
That's
trade treaties. Are being signed.
So whole economies are being moved.
That is a good word. An entire economy is growing up here, and there are probably ancillary effects, economic effects that had ripples for generations from this very thing.
Well, I think Solomon's own house gets a big boost from the fact that since we got some extra material here,
right? And it took longer to build, too, but eventually, but it's amazing to me that that the human mind can conceive of something, but to make it, to realize it takes real commitment from people and real sacrifices.
Yeah. That's it's just so well said. I read through this, and I love as Solomon looks at this and he's beginning this project, the lay of the land in front of him. The first thing he says in this one coin with two sides of it, but it deals with the same great God. First of all, he says, "I'm going to build this great house because our God is great." And the fact that our great God deserves a great house. So this recognition that he deserves something that is grand and beautiful and big. And then the same side, or the same coin, the other side, he goes, "But what can contain God?"
Oh, yeah.
And I thought of our trip to Colorado. Have you seen our Revlog special? It's incredible. But truly, and we're setting out to find the perfect worship spot. And we're standing on the side of a mountain created by the hand of God himself, and even that can't contain him. To think that all of creation just cries out of its creator. And so Solomon very wisely says our God deserves, and yet nothing that my hands can create will be equal to how great our God is.
And that doesn't have a negating effect.
Not at all.
He says he doesn't say, therefore, I guess we we probably should call this off. He doesn't do anything like that. He says, and therefore we will continue to push forward into that greatness, though we will never
absolutely
achieve what he deserves.
I mean, then the call goes out. Let's find these skilled men, these skilled craftsmen.
Yeah.
None of them named Chris, Bryan, or Aaron, but that's another story.
That's an allusion to our revlog special,
which is fantastic, by the way. But truly, we're going to do the best that we can, and with God's help,
right.
we're going to have this vision take shape and take reality. And I love that, recognizing that God is worthy of these things, and so we're going to give all that we can.
Absolutely, the worthiness of God and the inability of anything to contain God continues to drive that quest for greatness even further.
And I'm glad that you bring that up, because I think that can certainly be a detractor, because you can look out there and go, well, I can never do that.
Right, exactly.
And so I'm just not going to try.
Well, you can do that with anything. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, you can look at somebody who is really skilled and go, I can't even come close to that, therefore, woe is me. That's not what Solomon said.
And I think that should be an encouragement to us to go, okay, recognizing that our God is greater than what our hands could ever do, and yet he still called us to a task.
Right.
And so therefore that must give some kind of sacredness to the striving.
Yes. And the striving itself is thrilling.
Yes.
I think.
Absolutely.
It's not a crushing burden to bear. It's an energy-giving thing. It's a life-giving task.
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely.
So what question do I have?
What question do you have? Do you have, Bryan?
I'm glad you asked. Well, how long am I going to let something stay in either an idea phase, or how long am I just going to give lip service to an idea? If David's idea stayed just an idea, the temple never would have been built. The beautiful symbolism never would have been realized on earth, and the people would have lacked a tangible story that of God's greatness.
I think we can park there for just a minute, Bryan, because again, David did not see this to the end.
Right.
It was not, but had David not given voice to it?
Yeah, you're right. It was an idea. He then built it out a little bit by giving voice to it, but then he left. He died.
Wow. But just the being able to articulate a desire,
right,
laying it before the Lord, and then trusting the Lord to do with it as he saw fit.
And if people had come along behind him and said, that's a great idea, I also love that idea, but they never sacrificed their time, their skill, their effort, their resources to put that idea into motion and to realize it, then one would have to say, well, how much do you really believe in that idea?
Well, and I think that's where my question would lead us to is that, do I allow myself to be overwhelmed by the task in front of me?
Yeah.
Because here Solomon is with an overwhelming task, realizing that it's overwhelming, and he says, but God has ordained it, and so let's move forward. I may not know how all the things that are going to go into place, but all I know is I've been called to it. And so am I willing to move forward knowing that God has called me there, and trust that God will get us to the finish line?
Right. I read once that to believe, the definition of to believe is not just to give mental assent. Like, I think that's great. But actually to order your life in a certain way, order your life as if what you say you believe is true.
And again, looking at David at the end of his administration and Solomon at the beginning, that is certainly what they did. They ordered things to accomplish the task that God called them to.
Right.
brilliant.
Will we do that?
Absolutely. Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts and hope that you will comment below and you'll pray with us that Chris will be back with us again next week.
To fill this empty space right here.
God bless.
Thanks, everybody.